Welcome to the ZeroInOnUnite podcast, where we keep the energy high and the molding low. All right, trainers, time to take a break from Duncan Aos and zero in with your host, Zero.
Welcome in, trainers one and all. Hello there. It's me, Zero In on Alex, with the Zero In on Unite podcast. Another episode today. This is brought to you by the Unite Academy. Today we have a very special guest. Actually, I would consider them a true homie. This is the one, the only Flareons. Flareons, welcome to the show, man.
Yo, what's good?
Dude, I am so hyped to have you here. I mean, I've seen you at like almost every single event. I'm going to show this off for the people who are watching this, which, by the way, quick reminder, this is available on YouTube at Unite Academy or at Zero In on Unite, but it's also available to just listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or our website, which is podbean.com. Really quick for the video portion, I'm actually going to show this off. I don't know if they'll be able to see it, but I am wearing the bracelets that the Orange Juicer's mom was able to give me at Worlds this past year. One of them says energy, the other says love. Oh man, super stoked.
My mom for real.
Dude, your mom for real. And like, I have kept these bracelets. They mean a lot to me. You mean a lot to me, homie. And again, if you are watching this live, feel free to ask questions in the chat. We could also mix those in. But first and foremost, before we get anywhere, Flareons, welcome on in. And for anyone, which it would be crazy, that doesn't know you, share a little bit of your background and how you even got into Pokemon Unite.
Yeah, I'm Flareons. I used to play for a team called Orange Juicers, but now I play on a new team this year. And how I got into Pokemon Unite, I kind of just saw a trailer of the game 4 years ago. I love Pokemon, so I'm like, yeah, I'll try it out. I didn't really know I'd go competitively really in it, but we're here now.
So before Pokemon Unite, have you played any other like MOBAs before? Was this like your first MOBA or?
First ever experience. I literally never watched or like seen anything of, like, I've heard of League of Legends before, but I never watched any gameplay of it. Really? I didn't even know what a MOBA was, honestly. I just thought, I'm like, oh, it's a 5v5. I really wanted like a team-based Pokemon game though. So like, I was very excited to try this game out.
Wow. And also, yeah, it's kind of a little crazy to think that was 4 years ago. Like, man, yeah. Where have the years have gone? But I mean, you mentioned it right there. You were part of the Orange Juicers, probably one of, if not one of the favorite names in the household, especially in North America. I mean, the Juicers were everywhere. I remember at NAIC, specifically like in 2024, where the Juicers were on stage, and like there was people bringing like cartons and like a Minute Maid orange juice or just oranges or you know, like it was crazy. It's one of those things where like I feel like you had to be there to fully experience the Juicers. I mean, what was kind of your experience being now on the big stage, and what was your first interaction kind of like?
Definitely very nervous, first time ever being on a stage. But honestly, like, I feel like that event, like, it was more stress-free for at least that event compared to like Worlds or any other event, because we were already qualified for Worlds, which was my goal for that event.
Right.
So like, it was a more stress-free event compared to everything else. So I thought it was probably one of my better events, just because I think I was more like excited than nervous, which is where I usually when I play on stage, the nerves definitely get me.
I mean, which I feel like that, you know, I feel like that would fit anybody. And like we've been saying, you were part of the Orange Juicers, and so you were the attacker, you know. And I'll openly say this: I've called you my demon since I've known you, because some of your abilities are just unreal. So since you were the attacker, was it a natural fit for you, or is that just something that you're like, hey man, I know how to do the attacker? Or like, how did that come to be that you ended up being on the attacker role for the Juicers?
Trying to remember, at first I was, I think, more of like a support player. At least I was like a Hoopa one trick before playing competitively. Not in the jungle though. I was actually a support player.
Oh, what? See, now I feel like I've seen you say
I played
like...
both. I played both, but like, I guess if I tried to take the game seriously, I would play support, and then everything else is Hoopa jungle. I'm trying to remember now. I think this but also that was when I was really getting into playing Mew.
Oh yeah.
And I really liked playing Mew. I was a one trick at the time, and then the Redlock server came out.
Oh my gosh.
And I would mess around with both. Yeah. And I messed around with both support and attacker, but people really liked my Mew. So I really got known for playing bot attacker more in support. So I kind of just dropped support and started focusing on more attackers. And that's like when I first started playing Intel more, and just all the other useless stuff.
So actually, that's a great opinion there. You talked about really quickly that you played Inteleon. What made you draw to Inteleon? Did it feel similar to Mew, or kind of? Because like, listen, I might sound like I'm glazing the guy, but let me tell you, this shots, like, who needs 007 Bubble 07 when you have Flareons available to shoot with those Inteleon shots? Like, how did it feel going from Mew to Inteleon?
The thing that drew me to Inteleon was snipe shots, because I've always been a fan of snipers in like any game I played.
Oh, okay.
Like I played Fortnite, I would always pick up a sniper, and like Call of Duty, I always used to use the sniper class in that game too. So any game I play, I always just, if there's a sniper in the game, it's the weapon I go for. So Inteleon, he's a sniper. So like shoot, I just love one-shotting things, and it's like the cheesiest thing ever, because they can't hit you, but you're just gonna one-shot them from across the map, and I hate what happens to me, but it's super fun to just hit people from the safest distance, and they just can't do anything about it.
Like, what are you gonna do about it? Like, I'm over here, and especially if you have like a good front line, you're just poking away at them, and
yeah, there's just nothing.
No, go ahead.
There's just nothing you can do. Yeah, it's just something super satisfying about one-shotting somebody.
I think one of the coolest things that I've ever seen you do is just how precise you are about like threading the needle. I'm like, there is no way in hell I would ever have a chance of even. Listen, I'm gonna go on the record. My Inteleon might be on the same level as Zoinks' Inteleon. I'm sorry, Zoinks, if you're listening to this.
That's hard to beat.
Listen, man, listen. There's this very comedic clip, and I hope it never comes up and sees the light of day, because I'm pretty sure I took it down. But it was like, I was at point blank range. This is still in Rayquaza, and I was like, I'm point blank. And yet, it kind of went like little sideways, and I completely missed. It was what? And I was talking so mad, like, man, look at me. I'm the greatest Inteleon, charging it up, turn around, completely missed. And I'm like, oh, I will never recover emotionally from this. Have not picked up the Pokemon since.
Yeah, stick to liquidation, buddy. But no, beating Zoinks is tough. Listen, you probably saw the screenshot. We were on the other team that game. The OJ was on the other team that game. We were on the. Ignore that says victorious, okay? We surrendered after we beat the crap out of them because we thought it was funny.
Wait, so you're telling me that famous screenshot that Zoinks has about like no care?
Yeah, I have the full screenshot if you want it.
But, please, I would love to put that up on the video portion. Please find it in the meantime.
I'll get it real quick while you.
Yeah. So like the thing for those of you that are listening and or watching, Zoinks, I love the guy. Okay, him and I are real cool homies. But let me tell you, his Inteleon, it gets joked about so often at how much he misses or he just can't aim, and I'm no better. I can't aim an Inteleon shot. For those of you who saw that when I was live, it is so terrible. I am so bad with Inteleon. I have not touched the Pokemon since, and if I do, I unfortunately, yes, I will stick to liquidation, because I'm like, listen, if you want an Inteleon, I will not be aiming my shots. I've gotten slightly better, especially since I started playing Decidueye more, so that kind of helps. But also, like, with Decidueye, you have like a little bit more movement to be able to kind of aim your shot, versus Inteleon, you got like a laser beam, and you don't have a lot of you can't move while you're aiming. But really quick, as we're finishing up just kind of the introduction part, what part of the juicers, because we've talked about them, the roster itself, what do you think about it, about that, the squad that made you be so strong at your peak in that? Like, how did you get to your peak with the juicers? Was there any teammate that kind of helped either hone your skill? Did you have good front line? Like, what do you think that made the Orange Juicers roster so strong during that time that you were with them?
Are you like talking about like the team as a whole, or like what made me so good on the Juicers?
I think the team as a whole, because obviously there was a lot.
The team as a whole, I think, was our preparation and our drafts. I think our drafts were definitely the strongest thing about our team. And just being super prepared against any team we were ready to play against. The games were, I felt like, were much easier to play when we had a longer time to prepare. Just because we outdrafted like teams that we played against so hard.
That makes actually a lot of sense. And like, I know we mentioned about it before, how like you would get nervous on the big stage, but looking back on that, like, is there any lesson or habit that helped you perform a little bit better as time went on the big stage as an attacker? Or was that just something that just over time you're like, okay, I'm over the jitters, I'm over the nerves?
The nerves are still there every time I play, but I think it definitely gets better the more I progress throughout a tournament. Like if we're just able to get past the first few games, especially the first game of the day, and like I have a good game and it's just my confidence is super high. I think I'll play a lot better later in the tournament.
Gotcha.
But the jitters are always going to be there no matter what. I think for any player that plays, and just some people thrive on it, and some people it definitely pulls it back.
They like crack under pressure really quick though, because I see the message come in. Yeah, I got it. So again, this is more for the video portion. I will be dropping it in right now. You can kind of, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit to this. Oh man, I need to save the image better. Okay, I'll put it in post maybe. I'll put it in post production because I always edit these clips down. But yeah, Zoinks had 0 KOs. The team scored 30 points and they won because the juicers were like, all right, let's get out of here, let's not destroy them that hard. And just like that type of loss, was it during a ranked ladder match or was it a scheduled game?
Yeah, it was before NAIC. We were just, I think we were waiting for a scrim, so like, we'll just 5-stack for fun, and we ran into them. We just had a lot of fun that game. It was a fun game.
NAIC 2024 or before NAIC 2025?
This year's 2025.
Gotcha. Yeah. Oh, I should have noticed Alchemy's on it. Which again, if you're watching the video portion in post, you guys will see it. But moving on and learning about the attacker role, how would you define, like, if you can, in any amount of words, what is the job of an attacker on a team? Because like, yeah, the name and the role says, well, attacker do damage, but what does that actually mean? Like, are you the guy who needs to get the most damage? Are you the one chipping damage? Like, what do you think is the ultimate role of an attacker in competitive?
I feel like the attacker role can be, it can vary per team. Like you'll see a ton of different things go on with attackers,
right?
It really depends on what a team wants to feel like. You'll see a bunch of people play like melees, like Serena bot, but you won't catch me on that. So I think, at least for what I do, I play like range carries that will just like poke out, like play a lot of poke. I play a lot of poke characters and just poke people out before fights. But there's also like times where I play like more supporty like characters, like Alolan Ninetales or like Pikachu or stuff like that will help support your team more with CC instead of damage. Like they'll still do damage, but like that's not like what they're fully there for. So it really depends on, there's a lot of different strategies you can do with an attacker, or like, you know, like even like Fire Spin Delphox, or but like either like there's like poke comps you can do with attackers. There's more CC control that you can do with attackers. I don't know why I'm blanking, but like,
no,
so
it's okay.
There's plenty of different ways to play attacker. It just really depends on who you have on your team, what can they play, and how do you want to build a team comp around an attacker.
Right. I know we talked about how you like snipers a lot, and which is why you are considered widely as a demon. But like, I don't think I've ever seen you play Decidueye. Is that one of the Pokemon that you play? It is the sniper for.
I haven't in actual UCS. I have not yet played Decidueye, but like I've scrimmed with it. I've played like grassroots tournaments with it. It's one of my favorite characters to play in the game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just don't find comps in tournament that I can ever really play it in.
That makes sense.
It has been in the pocket for a few tournaments. The situations just never come. So like that's why I always play grassroots with it, because I'm like, I don't even care. This is a terrible Desi game. I'm gonna pick it anyways. But I love Decidueye so much, and I really want to be able to play it more. But I know they're not gonna buff it because everyone uses Desi and ladder. So
yeah, the amount of usage gets.
They're never gonna buff it, and so but there are some like really good Desi comps. Like I feel like at least in scrims, my win rate has always been so good on it, because like when it's a Desi game, like if you can last pick a Desi and it's a good game for Desi, it's really hard to lose that game. It's super OP.
You know, one of our viewers right now, Glide Borealis, who a lot of people know not only in the Pokemon Unite community because they do the character spotlights. You know, kind of how like, you know, Redacted League of Legends does those character spotlights when the champions get released. Glide is the person who does that, and they're saying same. I play it every game. They love Decidueye. To be fair, I have played with them before, and there's Decidueye. pretty freaking good. But yes, to answer your question earlier, Glide, I have been playing a lot more Desi, which again, if you're listening to this right now on Spotify, we are live. We do like to do the show live on Sundays around 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. Obviously, we try to accommodate the guests as best as possible. That's the usual target time. That being said, though, you know, what do you think separates just a good attacker against like a pro like yourself? Like, because obviously you've grown as a player, you know? So like, what were you like at the beginning that you're like, okay, I gotta stop doing that as an attacker, and now as a competitive player you're like, okay, this is the proper way to be an attacker?
Yeah, I think the first thing you think of attacker is good positioning on an attacker player. Definitely, it's probably one of the easiest roles to get caught out with because your character is so squishy, it's not very mobile. So learning on like what you're playing against and how to position around that, like certain speedster matchups, and really focusing on like how to go in properly versus when to play super safe, is focusing on like cooldowns that speedsters have, how to properly use like an eject button to get away from certain speedster matchups, and proper positioning on certain parts of the map during certain like objectives of the game, like especially being able to like keep your tier 1 up and play around the tier 1 goal a lot, and not losing that goal is super important. But positioning is definitely the number one thing I think of anyone think of when attacker, and how to properly use your moves. I think that there's how to get maximum value out of your moves, like hitting huge solar beams or like huge Alolan Ninetales, and not just spitting out your moves and not getting any value out of them. Like just completely missing moves. It's just something that will improve with time, and I think that's what separates.
No, yeah, I think that's clever. You talked about positioning, right? What is the proper positioning? And I might be, this could be like a no duh question, but there are some people who are learning to play, and I have seen one too many, and again, I'm just using Decidueye at this point as a punching bag. I've seen one too many Decidueyes with Spirit Shackle, mind you, thinking, I'm the defender, baby. I need to be in the front line. And I got to imagine that is not proper positioning. So can you kind of elaborate a little bit? Yeah, it's pretty good. But could you elaborate maybe a little bit more on like where a positioning for an attacker should be? Glide, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, there's more to, I think, the positioning as an attacker and more just like playing super safe and far away, right? Because I think you need to be in the proper positioning to follow up on certain teammates of yours. Like, best part about playing an attacker, I think, is following up on certain CC moves and comboing with your tank player. If a tree or a Snorlax hits a huge stun, like a heavy slam, you need to be there to follow up on it and be in the right space. Because if you're too far back and you can't follow up on your Lax, what did the Lax heavy slam in for? So, like, there's more than to positioning just playing super far back to where, like, hey, the speedster can't get me here. But it's like, okay, now I'm not near any of my teams. Or like positioning around your support carry in case you do get dove on and the support can help you, which is one of my teammates have yelled at me a lot about this. I see a speedster, I'm out of there. I'm trying to get out. And it's like, okay, I'm trying to run, but I can't outrun the speedster. So the best option is just go to your support, and you probably have the best chance of living. Which, gotcha. So there's more, So like playing around your team definitely is super important than just playing super far back and being like, oh, I'm safe here. But you also need to be around your team to follow up on them, or like sometimes just being near your team is safer than just being super far away by yourself, because your support can still save you from speedster like dives.
Right. And I feel like that is so relevant. Like, I know even just, recently I'm seeing Mamoswine with like Ice Fang jumping in with Earthquake, Ice Fang repositioning them, and then the attacker just goes on it. It's like a clear shot almost to do heavy amounts of damage. And like, I think that's another great example, the Snorlax. We've seen so many heavy slams and blocks to try to ISO one of the opponents to try to knock them out. And I know you talked about, having good momentum, keeping pads safe. So what if you're now put in like a losing like tempo? What can an attacker do to stay relevant and help turn things around? Can the attacker do anything to kind of help turn things around?
Yeah, I guess it depends on what character you're playing. So sometimes you, like, if you're behind as like an early game character, then clearly you didn't do your job. Like as an Espeon, you're behind at least bottom lane, then something clearly didn't go right. But like, let's say your top lane is losing and you were really fed bot, maybe you can do something to go top and help them try to salvage the game a little bit, depending on the early game characters. But if you're like a late game character, let's say like, like an Inteleon or a Decidueye or like a Delphox, trying to get fed and just trying to find a good fight that you use your ultimate on and get maximum value out of it to try to like salvage that game and bring you back into a good game state. Like let's say you're Delphox and you're like you're down in points and you want to, it's super easy to like siege a goal with certain ults, because I feel like some of the attacker ults are super good at pushing pads, like Delphox's, like I think like even A9's pretty good at pushing pads. Decidueye is really good. Some of these attackers are really good at just bringing you back into a game with their Unite moves and properly using your Unite moves.
You know what's crazy? I feel like even as a caster, I've said that a lot about like fanciful fireworks with the Delphox's Unite move, but I never actually took the time to look back and be like, yeah, actually in game, Decidueye does that quite a bit, and A9 can do that quite a bit. Like, I'm actually starting to even myself be like, yeah, attackers. So that's actually a great answer of try to help the team. And obviously, and for anybody listening and or watching, everything is very on a case by case basis, right? Like, we can only give you as much information as the game state, compositions, there's so many things, but like on a bare bones basic level, these are some things that I think players should be able to like kind of process a little bit. And earlier you talked about like working with your support and tank. Could you maybe dive in a little bit more into that? Like, what kind of synergy or communication do you have with your defender, your tank, your support? Like, do you make more calls to them? Do you communicate with them? Because I know your teammates would yell at you if a speedster was around and you're like, oh, I'm out of here, I'm dipping. But do you communicate back to your support and your tank in those situations?
Yeah, like let's start with tank.
Go ahead.
I will try to, as much as possible, to let my tank know that I'm ready to follow up on any move they want to do. If they want to jump in with an earthquake, I'll let them know, hey, you can make a play here. I'm ready to follow up. Support players, I'll be like, actually, I'm pretty bad at communicating, so I can't say I always do this. No, it's okay.
I mean, just again, from your own personal experience.
More to me, I don't really communicate with my support player.
You're like, nah, okay, fine.
I'll try to just keep in mind in my head, like, this is an escape option. I need to be around my support if something does go wrong here and a speedster starts making their way to me.
Right.
But defenders is definitely where I communicate with. Like in the lane, I'll call burst with them, bursting on farm and securing farm with them. But definitely letting them know I'm ready for an engage, or letting them know I'm not ready for an engage. I'm on cooldowns. Don't make a move yet, is super important. I feel like attacker, and I think Slash talked about this in your interview, attacker and tank is one of the most important people to like be synergized with each other, because almost everything a tank does, like sometimes a tank can just play the whole game for you. Like you don't have to aim your shots if your tree is hitting a huge woodhammer combo every single time.
True. Right.
A Lax is hitting heavy slams. Is like sometimes you don't even got to play the game as attacker and they just play for you. So like being able to just be super synergized with your tank player is definitely like how to be a good team and how to be a top tier attacker. It's just having good synergy with your tank player and letting them make the big plays for you, and you just following up almost every time.
Yeah, no, no, go ahead.
I don't even know why I said because.
No, it's okay. It's okay. So like, yeah, and it's true. We have talked about that. Yes, Slash alluded to that, and it's true. That type of synergy is so important. And we talked a little bit about tempo as well in that. But going back a little bit further when we were talking about like positioning, because I think I want to understand just a little bit more on positioning, like. And you talked about it, like you communicate with your tank to secure farm, to burst and all that. So that being said, is that more in the early game? And how do you play as an attacker in the early game, like the first 2 minutes, than you would in the last 2 minutes?
Yeah, so first 2 minutes, it's pretty simple sometimes. It's just like call burst to your tank, secure farm. But then it's like depending on the attacker, like let's say you're a Mew or like an Intel. Sometimes it's smart to know if you should stay in bot lane or if you should go make a move somewhere else and go try to get value somewhere else, like invade their jungle. Do you want to fight for the Draco? Do you want to go to top lane and help your top laner get stacks like before the first minute Bs? So that's all, like, there's a ton of different things you could do with attacker early game. to get maximum value. You just gotta know the right situation on when to do what. Like if your top lane is your top laner stacking, do you want to go help top? Do you want to stay bot? Like let's say have your tank go top, and you just like if you're an Espeon or a Mew, do you want to sit there and just secure farm all game?
Right.
So depending on what attacker you play, like if you should rotate or if you should stay bot. I have a big issue with staying bots too long sometimes when I could go be getting value somewhere else, and it really puts me behind in games, and it really puts my team behind in games. Just being able to like steal farm from the jungle or being able to help my top lane more is definitely problems I have, and it's definitely something that attackers should be able to do. But like later in the game, being able, I mean, depending on what characters you are, securing objectives is I feel like definitely a mainly an attacker role thing, because you're playing it like Inteleon, Mew, Espeon, or whatever, and really just of course playing around your tanks and playing around your supports, and just making sure you're like hitting your power spikes, obviously, which like like Mew 13 or Intel 13 or whatever, because I feel like a lot. Every game, I feel like I always see the attacker players are like always level 12 and they're always behind.
Yeah, they are. Compared
to the other carries. And it could depend on like, sometimes you need to communicate with your teammates like, hey, I need to hit my level 13. This spike is super important.
Right.
So being able to communicate with your team obviously is super important.
I feel like level 13 does tend to be like a sweet spot, because I think, I forget, and maybe you can remember. Do you know if like a Alolan Ninetales gets both of its plus moves at 12 or 13?
A9 gets her move at 13, and I think it's Blizzard plus, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I only play Blizzard, and that
Me too.
The plus move it's just more damage, but you can definitely feel the damage boost. But like on some characters, it's way different for why it's important.
Ooh.
Mew, you can definitely feel a damage boost on Mew.
Yeah.
But it gets more cooldown reduction too, and cooldowns on Mew, especially with like Solar Beam Plus, are super important, especially when you're already resetting your beams with every hit you get. But now that reset is bigger. Inteleon's plus move is also just definitely know your plus moves on your characters.
Yeah, I was like, feel free to break down the ones that you know, because I'm over here like, write that down.
I know all my plus moves. Snipe Shot Plus is also cooldown reduction though.
Really?
And also, and Delphox 13 is definitely one of the most important ones. I think, because it's not Mystical Fire Plus, so 11 is also important, but 13 is also the cooldown reduction, and that's when like with 13 Delphox, you never have a cooldown once you hit your 13, like it instantly resets. So knowing power spikes on attackers and being able to communicate with your team, like say, hey, I need to hit my 13, this is super important, is super important.
See, and there you go. See, that's why you need to work better on your communication, man, to be able to get to your level.
Listen, bro, I'm perma-mute.
To be fair, I don't think I've ever seen you under-leveled, and if you have been, it has not been for very long at all. So, no, go ahead.
It'll be like 2:30, I'm just hitting level 12, and I'm just watching my teammates steal the jungle, and I'm just not saying anything, bro. I'll just be like,
You're like, yeah, no.
I'll be mad at them too in my head. I'm like, bro, why is these guys taking my farm? I'm not saying anything.
Then say something. Why you're like, man, this guy, because this guy should know, bro. Come on.
Bro, how do they not know?
How do they not know? They can clearly see the level above me. Do you not see that? Like, clearly, I'm level 12.
so then they'll just be farming, and I just walk up and just like e-ball it or something. I'm like, don't say anything.
Is that what you really do?
And then I cook us both, because like maybe they were gonna hit 14 if they got that. And I'm like, you're not gonna hit your 14. I'm not hitting my 13, and we're gonna lose this game.
Okay, really quick then. Do you have any memories that you're like, okay, I remember this so hard, like a memory that you have, whether it be on the juicers, on ladder, any memories that pop up in your head? Because now I'm just curious about like some of the stuff that you do without telling people.
I'm definitely a guy in a team that will just say nothing, get dove by a speedster, and I'll just say I'm dead. Just nothing else. Say I'm dead. Not even tell them what happened, how low they are, how much damage I did, where they're going. I'll just say I'm dead. Definitely say help me or something like that. Like, hey, this guy's here. He's about to. I'll even see him walk into the bush, by the way, completely flanking me, and I'll just try to 1v1 him. I'll lose, say I'm dead, and then they'll just walk off and go on, do whatever, and we lose the game. But I'll blame my team, and then I'll blame my team for not helping me. Should have helped.
Please tell me you're joking. Please tell me.
I'm not joking. I will say I will not help. I will just say I'm dead and just move on. And then I'll be like, bro, why did my team not help me?
So, just really quick, I want to emphasize this. That's something.
This is mainly in ladder, by the way. In tournaments, it's more serious.
Yeah.
But in ladder, I will not. I do not communicate well at all. I'll just say I'm dead.
I'm dead. Where are they? Just where are they?
You're like, you'll be in the L bush. You'll watch them walk into your choke bush behind you, and then they'll just dive you, Zoro ult you. All right, bro.
All right, I'm dead. GG.
I'm dead. Is he low?
Nah. Just like one word answers, like nah.
No.
They're not gonna do. They're not gonna be good this year. Just like the
My
Cowboys.
tank's going in. No, I have no cooldowns. Won't tell him. Like, everything I'm telling you, I don't do in ladder.
Okay. Okay, but in competitive play, do you at least say a little bit? I know you say you don't communicate.
I'll speak more. Don't look at my player cam during streams though. It might be wise, but I'll try. It might be useless information. I'm just talking the talk, but I know what I'm doing sometimes.
All right. Hey, I mean, again, the juicers and your plays, you have been as a highlighted player of the game. So honestly, I don't blame you at all. We have some people, I think, calling out other players in the chat right now.
Yeah, that's definitely Machizzle. I see that. Yeah, that's.
Man, someone Rex out here just calling out names, man.
Pretty accurate.
I mean, but again, if you could communicate, that'd be pretty good. Obviously, again, ladder versus competitive, they're completely different beasts. But what would you say are like 3 attackers that every competitive player should learn, and why those 3? And feel free to break them down however you see fit.
Yeah, we'll start with Mew. I feel like Mew has never been bad.
That's true.
Mew's always going to be good, probably. Unless they like just give it up for fun nerf, but it's the most flexible attacker in the entire game. You can pick it anywhere in the draft. It's super good right now, especially. But it's the most flexible attacker in the game. It's pretty hard to counter pick a Mew, and like it can do everything. It has poke, it has secure, it has mobility, it has like literally everything you want in an attacker.
Isn't that how coaching works?
Yeah, coach. Yeah, people use coaching, but even on attacker, like using coaching for damage because it resets your E-ball cooldown is super nice, and it's repositioning, and it helps your team. So just coaching does everything.
Okay. That's one.
The second attacker is definitely Inteleon. No bias.
No.
Another character that they'll just always, if it's bad for a teeny bit, they'll instantly buff it. Give it a nice little 5% snipe shot buff. There you go. It's back in the meta. It's always good, I feel like.
Yeah.
It's strongest poke in the game. I mean, it's super cringe to play against. And I don't know. It's definitely my comfort pick too. So people can say I'm biased, but it's literally always been good since it came out. So
I think it's different to say you're biased versus then looking at the results, because a lot of people will say, "Well, I really like this Pokemon." Like I've seen some people even on Twitter be like, "Why are they nerfing Mewtwo? Why? Like at its peak, it's my favorite Pokemon." And I'm like, "Well, that's not." That's the point. It's too strong right now. And like that's different versus you have played Inteleon and you have results, which by the way, Dr. Caro saying taking Flareon's advice, just going to say I'm dead and duo and trio Q. There you go. You're already causing an influence. It's the tech, brother. But feel free if you have to...
like people say educational streams, my streams say uneducational streams. So
well, they know what they're getting into at least.
Exactly. You got to tell them maybe it's telling them what not to do. So maybe it is educational. Or is it uneducational?
Ooh, see, that's like IQ 1000, bro. I don't even know if that's how.
Oh, yeah, I'm supposed to say another character.
Oh, yeah, a third one. Yeah, so...
third character? I got to think. Hold on.
No, go ahead. Take your time. I think Mew is really good. And Inteleon's really good. And again, it's just one of those things where like... Because obviously, here's the thing why I'm even asking this. We're talking... When you talk about draft, you know... What if Inteleon gets banned out? Because I have definitely seen many games that you're a part of. They will they'll point blank ban out Inteleon, and then maybe they take Mew, and then what would be the attacker then? Do you have like maybe a couple?
You forfeit the game.
Again, this is what not to do. Don't forfeit the game.
Forfeit the game. There's no other options. There's no attackers. But I think if they take both, we'll hold out on the draft. I feel like a lot of the other attackers are super counter pick. So wait it out maybe a little bit and see what's good here. There's some other safe attackers you could still pick high if you really want to. I think Miraidon can be one of them. Definitely. So Miraidon, I feel like both moves on the character are pretty good right now. especially right now with a lot of Darkrai being everywhere. Its
Yeah.
passive completely counters Darkrai.
Yep.
There's been multiple times a Darkrai unites me. I hit him once with one of my moves. The passive is down and he doesn't do anything, and I win in the Darkrai
Oh,
ult.
that's true because you don't fall asleep. Wow.
You don't fall asleep, so it also it cancels the ult if it's down before he ults. It completely cancels the ult, and obviously you just can't use his abilities. So right now, Miraidon has always definitely been at least somewhere in the meta. Maybe not always number one,
Right.
but it's always going to be a good character, especially with having two flexible moves. Raichu is also super strong right now, but it hasn't always been historically the strongest.
Right.
Um,
Okay.
At least Electro Ball, but like it's definitely another like really good shout out. And the other one I'll shout out is Espeon. I feel like
Yeah.
just because it's one of the strongest early games in the game.
Level
You can
4.
take control of early
Yeah.
game with it, and then it has one of the best secures. So, and a pretty good Unite move. So
Do you have any opinion
I
on the
feel
people?
like
No, go ahead.
attacker players should be learn Mew and Teleon, and then there's honestly for the third option, there's so many things you could definitely learn. I would say Miraidon probably, because it has two super flexible moves. It's pretty easy to play, I would say. At least Charge Beam is. So it's definitely super easy to pick up and get a lot of value on with Charge Beam and the passive.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a good 3. Like, I feel like you also gave listeners enough to know we're not doing XP Cinderace. That's the true Dark Tech.
It's a support character. That's not an attacker.
See, we're doing attackers. Come on now. But that
Did
being
Desu
said,
shout that out though? Maybe he did.
maybe I tried it out. Who knows? You don't
Otherwise
know
he
what
missed it. Otherwise he missed out on the meta.
missed out on a meta, but I will say I think you've given a good explanation of to why, especially right now, Miraidon. But like, you have 3 with other like exceptions, right? Like, okay, these are 3 solid ones that you should learn, and maybe also just learn some of these, because I also know that like Mew has also been played as a supporter. I've seen EXP share thrown on that, and it can still do really well into a team comp. But for players on the real talk, for players dreaming of reaching your level, which, let's be honest, nobody's gonna reach your level, Demon. But what's one piece of advice you'd give to upcoming attackers, anybody listening or watching, that you're like, do this? I know we've told them what not to do, like Undead, but what would you tell somebody, a piece of advice that you would say to, like, hey, Flareons, I really am trying to be more competitive. What is one piece of advice you could tell me?
Yeah, I'm just gonna, I guess, say how I got into competitive, and it was very nice. I was very fortunate to be really noticed in the Redlock server with in-houses, and I feel like, shout out to Unite Academy, that's what they're doing right now, and trying to give a lot of opportunities to new players. Like when I was a new player, when I played in-houses, I feel like in-houses were definitely one of the best ways that I got noticed, and I feel like how a bunch of newer players can also get noticed. With VOD reviews and like just having some of the best players notice you and coach you is super awesome, and that's basically how I got noticed. Now I got very lucky too, because I got to play on one of the best teams because all the attacker players got banned.
Yeah.
So
I remember
I got
that.
my spot. So I got lucky to get noticed. So maybe you could say there's some luck, but definitely like pick just. Oh my god, I'm blinking.
No, it's okay. Like,
but keep playing in-houses, keep trying to get noticed, and just prove that you're consistent enough to be the best.
Right.
And never give up. For real.
Look at that. The inspirational. And this now is very much up to your discretion. What's next for you? Because here's the crazy thing, right? Like, Slashcan, we got the news. He did put out on Twitter that he's like, oh, I'm moving to Taiwan. When we had Kratos, a former team member of yours, he is like, oh, I guess I haven't made a post about it. I guess I should say it here. I'm not joining a team this upcoming season. And then Adesu was on here who was like, I don't know, maybe I'll play, maybe I won't. So what's up next for you? Do you plan on competing or exploring new goals? And again, this is up to whatever you want to let us know.
I am playing this year. I have a team with some very good players. Unfortunately, you couldn't see us this weekend because we didn't play the tournament this weekend. We never signed up, just forgot. So our first performance ever as a team will be at LAIC.
Oh, okay.
So we will be at LAIC. If you want to know my roster, it's me, Vin Diesel, JL, Wunier, and Joey.
Nice.
So I'm very excited to see what this team can do, because I feel like there's definitely so much potential with this team. Very good new players. I feel like that did really well last season. So hopefully we're able to mesh well and have a good showing at LASC.
That's awesome. Also, I appreciate the fact that you're willing to be like, not only one, you will see us at LAIC, and I know I'll be rooting for you, but also for the fact that you're like, this is the roster we're going. You're the first interview that we've had that's like, I'm going to lay it all out. We're going to be at LAIC. This is the squad. We're going to hopefully perform well.
Yeah, hopefully.
I'm wishing you
nothing. It's our first tournament. We never played ever.
Never.
Didn't play this weekend.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. What happened this weekend? I have no idea what you're talking about.
There's definitely some fakes that took our team name and took our names. And signed up for the tournament and purposely played bad.
100%. That is 100%. They just wanted to.
Yeah, we couldn't play this weekend. People were busy.
Yeah.
I was super busy. Had too much going on.
I mean, life happens.
Yeah, very, very unfortunate.
All right, Flareons, as we're wrapping this up, where can people reach you? Where can people follow you, like on any socials that you want to plug in? Obviously, again, if you want to say the team name, you can keep it to yourself. Obviously, we know you're going to be at LAIC, so we hope to see you on the big screen, but anything you want to promote while you're here.
Yeah, take a look out for Team Spinal at LAIC. We might do well. If we do bad, don't DM me. You can follow me on Twitter at Flareons_Unite. Follow me on Twitch, my name but with a Z at the end. I stream yearly.
Once a year.
Bro, I'm at college right now. It's been hard to stream recently, but I will stream on weekends if I can.
Dude, that blows my mind. You're in college. Jesus, holy hell!
Bro, when I played this game, I was fresh out of middle school when I first played this game.
Holy stop! You're gonna make me feel. Damn. If you thought Kratos was
You're
old
definitely
now,
old, bro.
I'm Gramps, bro. I already passed the hunk. I passed the hunk. I'm Gramps at this point. Holy. Yeah. That being said, though, Flareons, it has been such a pleasure to have you, homie. I wish you nothing but the best at LAIC. And I will be DMing you regardless once I see you on screen. Regardless, I will probably still DM you and check up on you.
If we lose, though, turn on that Do Not Disturb. You will not be finding me. I might stay in Brazil. I might not even go home.
You're like, I don't want to ever show my face again. I'm out here. I'm crying.
Can't be caught. Can't be caught losing.
All right, man, take care. Much love. All right, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in once again. Flareons, thank you so much for being here. This has been the ZeroInOnUnite podcast. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, on Podbean, on YouTube, wherever. Just look up ZeroInOnUnite. I've been your host, ZeroInOnAlex. Thank you so much, Flareons, and until next time, trainers, remember, take care of one another, mauled a little less, and yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery, and today was a gift. That's why it's called the present, and I hope you've been out there making the damn most of it. Until next time, trainers, adios.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.